Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're playing Strikers Odyssey again, but it's a little bit different. We're going to make a tier list video. We're going to be going over Kaiser, as well as IQ, or Total Defense, and I hope everyone enjoys the video. Make sure to like and subscribe as always, and I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Peace out. Alright, so we're going to start the tier list off with Villainous Soccer. Villainous Soccer actually received a recent buff, increasing its kick power and actually reducing the cooldown on its Villainous shot. So overall, Villainous has become a little bit better. I don't believe that it's S+ tier, but I do believe it is S tier, knowing the fact that it gives you an even bigger boost in your kicking power now, and it has less of a cooldown on that kicking shot. Its dribbling moves are still really good, and besides that, it's a really good prodigious weapon. Next up, we have Immense Speed. Immense Speed, I'm going to put it C tier. Not going to lie, Immense Speed isn't that useful. The only time Immense Speed is really useful is when you're completely open, but in League, you're almost never completely open. In tournaments, you're almost never completely open. In main game, you may be open because it's a bunch of new players and just players that play the game for fun. But besides that, Immense Speed isn't that useful unless you're really just cherry picking and getting some free goals. Next up, we have Direct Shot. Direct Shot's going to go underneath Immense Speed. It is one of the worst weapons in the game, but it also can be used defensively. Not really good offensively, not going to lie, but it can be used to block some shots in case you're trying to run a defense build. I wouldn't recommend using Direct Shot as it has too much of a cooldown, but besides that, say it's alright. Next up, we have Trapping. Trapping is overpowered. It hasn't changed its position. It's still gonna go S+ tier in my opinion. Trapping still has its creative trap to trap the ball. It has a kicking move to pass your teammates as well in case, and it also has its air trap that you can trap the ball mid. Overall, also a really good weapon to have. If you don't have a trapping user on your team or a total defense user, you're almost guaranteed to lose, simply because PKA, Kaiser, Shido, but Godspeed all have shooting moves, and overall you're gonna want to need some type of trapping or defense user. Next up, we have Jumping Power. Jumping Power isn't very useful. I'm gonna put this at the bottom of B tier, simply because its chest trap is okay. It doesn't have a huge hitbox. It is still useful in case someone wastes their trapping and you're able to trap the ball. And it has its header. You can use it for goals and kind of like messing around with defending the goal. It can be used defensively, but offensively it's really bad. So it's going to be at the bottom of B tier. Next up, we have Elastic Dribbling. Elastic Dribbling, I'm going to put it S tier behind Villainous Shot, simply because the only thing Elastic does have is dribbling moves. I don't think I'm going to put it all the way at the bottom of S tier, but Elastic Dribbling does have only dribbling moves. I wish it had a shot move, like his shot that went over and like kind of like went straight in, kind of like a dip, but it doesn't, sadly. But overall, they buffed Elastic Dribbling, and now goes a little bit farther. Like each of its dribbling moves now go a little bit farther, so now it's competing with Godspeed stashes, which is kind of like broken, but you know, it's whatever, it's alright. But now we're gonna get on to Godspeed. Godspeed, I'm gonna go ahead and put this either top of S tier or below. I'm gonna put it below Trapping because it has really good dashes. Not actually. No, I'm gonna put it at the top of S tier now, only because they nerfed Godspeed. Godspeed's cooldowns have gone down, almost doubled really. Its shot cooldown has gone up by like 15 seconds. Its dashing cooldowns in between dashes have gone up by 2 seconds. Its lightning dribble has gone up by like 10 seconds. Like, it's really just a bunch of time wasters now. People really hate Godspeed. It never really needed a nerf. It was fine where it's at. People just needed to learn how to play around it. If you really had explosive rush and trapping, you'd be able to stop a Godspeed user every time. But some new players just really find having it a hard time to play against. Overall, Godspeed, it's a really good world-class weapon. I suggest getting it if you want to be like an all-around villainous and shot creator. It's just something to go for. Next up, we have Finesse Shot. Finesse Shot is going to go in D tier, I mean, it's not good, to be honest with you. I don't even think you can defend shots with it. I'm pretty sure you can't. Finesse shot, you can shoot it mid. I've seen someone actually try and shoot it mid before and they make it in, but recently it has no nerfs, no buffs. It's just really bad. It's not really good for anything. So I'm gonna just let y'all know now. Don't get finesse shot. Next up we have Mark Smell. Mark Smell, I'm gonna put it at the probably bottom of A tier because Mark Smell did receive kind of a debuff, but not really. Its only debuff was total defense, in which what I mean by that is total defense basically has Mark Smell, and its Mark Smell hitbox is actually a tiny bit bigger if you get defense for it. The only reason why Mark Smell is up this high is because if you have Mark Smell with max defense, it's really good. If you don't, it would be like next to C tier, but if you have Mark Smell max defense, it's really good for stealing the ball, getting a free steal from someone that's tending the goal. But yeah, that's where Mark Smell is gonna sit at. Next up we have total defense. Total defense, I'm gonna go ahead and put this, I'd say I'll put it at the bottom of S tier because total defense is kind of like an all-around thing, but it's like a worse all-around thing. It has the better Mark Smell, which is good. It has the defense move to kick the ball away from a player and kind of like give it to your teammates, which is also really good. And then it also has the kind of like trapping, but if there's a trapping user tending IQ, then the trapping user will stop the ball literally every time. I've not seen a bunch of total defense users stopping PKA shots or like any shots because people just simply don't know how to use it like trapping. I guess it's a little bit harder to use total defense, so that's gonna be the only reason why I put it down there. But I hope everyone understands why I did that. Next up we have PKA, perfect kick accuracy. Now perfect kick accuracy, it has its Travella pass, it has its regular shot in the goal, and then it also has its curve shot. Now honestly, PKA is kind of being put in the dust right now because of Kaiser, Villainous, and Godspeed. They're all really good kicking moves, and PKA is only kicking moves. The only thing I really see viable about PKA now is its Travella pass. So I'm either gonna put it at the top of A tier or below or above Elastic. I don't think that's a bad idea to put PKA here. I know some people are gonna be really upset about that. I know you're able to get cheap shots mid, pass to your teammates, and also your curve shot, but your curve shot is very blockable. No, I'm gonna move it there. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna keep it there. It's good all around, to be honest. I have no hate to it, but overall, really good. Next up, we have Explosive Rush. One reason why it's below Mark Smell is because it doesn't have a second skill. Overall, really good skill. It got nerfed, but it's still very viable, and it's just really good to have on your team. Next up, we have Drive Shot, or Shido's move. It's gonna be top of A tier. You can use both of its moves defensively and offensively, especially for tending the goal. It's a little bit better, and then Jumping Power for getting the ball out of the net, but it's a little bit worse than Aiku because of its hitbox range. Besides that, it's a decent skill to have. Next up, we're gonna use Stealthy Steps. I'm gonna put it at the top of B tier. I don't think it's better than Explosive in any way. I know you can't get the ball stolen from you when you have Stealthy Steps on, but besides that, it's not really the best weapon in the game. It kind of like takes up a slot. Next up, we have Kaiser. Now, I know a lot of people like Kaiser so far. We're not really sure how it plays into the meta, but as of right now, I can see Kaiser's third move has a skill to where it's able to block shots like direct shot, and it's a little bit more powerful. That way, Kaiser can play defensively and heavily offensively with its skills. It has kind of like a Cheeto bicycle kick, except its bicycle kick is a little bit better, and you can actually see where you're kicking towards the goal. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Kaiser. You know what? I'm gonna put Kaiser S+ tier. You can use it defensively to kick the ball out of the goal. You can use it offensively for cheap shots mid. You can use the what is it? You can use the bicycle kick defensively, offensively. Overall, Kaiser is really good. I think it's probably the second best in the game. I still believe trapping overrules everything with all of its trapping abilities. But I hope everyone enjoyed the video. This is gonna be your most accurate tier list, and besides that, make sure to like and subscribe as always, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.